Hello guys, how are you? So this video is literally like where to start when opening a home daycare, okay? I literally opened a home daycare in less than 60 days. And I want you to like this video, I want you to subscribe, and I want you to comment below if you want more information about this, okay? I live in Michigan, so our standards may be a little bit different than your standards as to where you stay, but for the majority part, a lot of the things are similar. And so literally, yes, in less than 60 days, I was ready. In less than 30 days, I had done everything that I needed to do, and I was just waiting on my orientation and my license and inspection. So again, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Here we go. All right, so the first thing I did, I decided on a Friday that I was gonna do the home first, because originally I wanted to do the center, but the building that I was interested in leasing needed a lot of work and it was gonna take some time. So I said, you know what? Why don't I start at the home daycare, which would allow me to get a foundation, build my waiting list, and kind of get my feet wet before I get into the center. So I went home that Sunday. I filled out the application online, and after I filled out the application, I went to work that next day, which was a Monday, and I started to look to see all of the credentials that I had. So I had first aid CPR already. I had my TB test already. So I went to the clinic, got a copy of that. I got an updated physical, and it's a form that you have to use, that you had to print out from the site. So I got that completed, because there's also a section where it says, like, is this person in a mental capacity to be able to care for children. And so I got that filled out. Also, my husband had to get that as well, because everybody in the house, if they're over 18, have to have the physical, the background clearance, and the TB. But if they are under 18, which I have a teenager, and she's under 18, so she had her TB shot already, so I just had to get a copy of those records. And all her immunizations, everything was current, so that was pretty good. And so next, what else did I have to do? I had to look at the trainings that I had, and there were certain trainings that they wanted you to take on their site, or because I stay in Michigan registry, so I had to go on there and take shaken baby, SIDS, and bloodborne pathogens. And literally, guys, I think one of them was free, the other two I paid for, and it was like $10, and the training was like an hour. So literally I was able to do all three of those trainings in one day. So I got those trainings out of the way. I had to get a radon test. So I went to the hardware store. I got the radon test. I think it was like maybe like $12. And so if you have a basement, you have to get this done. So I took it down, put it in the basement, opened it up, and you just follow the instructions. So I had to leave it out, I believe it was 48 hours, and then I had to close it up and send it to the lab. So the good thing about it is I got the app, I downloaded the app so I can keep tabs on when it's received from the lab, when they're shipping back, and everything like that. So I filled that out, and I got that back, I want to say within a week from me turning it in. What else did I do? Oh, I had to wait for them to, once I submitted my application, some people wait until they have all their documents, and they send the documents in with the application. So because I didn't do that, I did the application first. I had to submit my documents to a lady in licensing. And so once I submitted them, she was like, okay, you still need to submit XYZ. And it was a couple of forms online, because there's an area where it says forms and you just want to print out like all those forms. And there's certain forms that you have to use of theirs that you have to fill out, so that they have it. And so I did those forms, and when I contacted her, she was like, well, you have to do orientation before the licensing inspector comes out. But before the license inspector comes out, yes, you have to do orientation. But before you do orientation, you have to get your background check, fingerprints. So I was like, okay. So I had to wait on that, because they send you a link for your child care for you to set it up. So how you set it up is that this is how you do your iChat, your central registry clearance, as well as your fingerprint. And anybody that you hire within your home daycare, they will have to go through this same setup, the way you set up with your code that you receive from them. And so they would go through your same system. So you would be able to go in there and you will see, like when you put in their name, you will be able to see whether or not they're on central registry, like right off the bat. And then once you say click no, okay, they're not on here, and then you can go ahead and set up a date for your background check fingerprints. So I went ahead and did that. And so I had to wait for those to come back. And once those came back, I was able to go to orientation. Now, the orientation here, I believe they do it like once a month, but it's different counties that come together and they do them. And so because they didn't have it, because I had literally just missed it within my county, and I didn't want to wait and push it back so far, so I contacted another county. And I searched this myself, you guys, because you can call your licensing consultant, and they may just schedule you for the next one, which is like in a month or 2 months. But if you do your own legwork and look on a site, you may be able to find what I ran into, which was a list of different orientations that they had. And so what I did was I took the initiative to call, and even though it said that it was closed and it was booked, I was like, listen, do you have enough room for one more person? Because I literally just missed it and I have everything together and I really don't want to wait. So they were like, you know what, we have room for one more person. And I was like, yes, thank you. So I went to that orientation, and once you go to the orientation, at the orientation, they're going to go straight through the whole licensing rule book and break down everything for you. If you have any questions, you can ask them. And so right after that, I was able to call my licensing consultant and set up a date for her to come out. So literally, guys, within 30 days, I had did all of these things. I was ready. The only thing I was doing was waiting on my licensing consultant to come out. And because she was so overbooked, she had to set a date out. I want to say maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I had to wait. And so, but within that time, I was getting the stuff together within my home, and I'll go through that in a separate video. But when she came out, she looked at everything and I was good, guys. And so a week later, I had my license, and I received the email, and I was able to see it on the site, and then you have to wait for it to come in the mail. But yes, so literally within less than 60 days from the time I started the application, I was done. And those were the steps that I took. If you want any more information about that, please like, comment, and subscribe below. The next video, I'm going to break down the details about the home inspection and the things that I needed to have. All right, thanks.